Yeah, we're called Charger. This song called Crackdown.
And we are back with Charger. How's it going, guys?
Good.
You having a
Thank
good
you,
time?
man.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came in. A lot of my viewers love this in-depth stuff, and you guys are definitely up and coming up. Second album out, new band. I kind of consider kind of a new band, but the Bay Area has a way to produce really great stuff, original stuff, and I think you guys are next. So let's talk about Warhorse. Let's talk about the writing of that. Let's talk about, from the transition from the first Charger record to this. What was, what was there like, okay, we've already have these songs written, or, this album, we're going to make it a little bit more like this? Because I do hear a lot of more musical influences coming on this one, guys. Talk about that.
Well, I wanted to, at least from my point of view, I had been in a lot of like really depressing kind of dark bands in my time, and I want to lift people's spirits, especially during the time of COVID, it was pretty depressing. And I'm not saying there's no depressing content on our record, because there is some sad stuff, but I wanted to, at least drum-wise, rhythmically, lift people's spirits, you know what I mean? And same with the album cover. We kind of wanted to give some hope into a dark situation, and make people feel good. At least that's what I was trying to convey through my playing and some of the writing as well, I believe. So, I don't know. It was
So it wasn't necessarily a conscience agenda. You were just looking forward. Maybe, because I don't think the first Charger record is all that dark necessarily. It's a bit more bottom end, I don't know how I would say it. Street more, I guess.
First, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. I saw
He really did, but he just had to say it like that.
it's like
Are we
I
getting
don't-
honest here, Matt? Come on
Look,
now.
I mean,
having fun.
we some of those songs in there on the first one, like I had kicking around, like I had a couple kicking around from my old band, Devil's Brigade, and that never went anywhere. And we went in there, we didn't really know what we were doing. We were still trying to find out our sound and everything. We went in to record that. I'd never recorded with these guys, so I had no idea what it was going to be like in the studio with them. You never know. You get in the studio, people never know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? But they were professional. You know, we went in, we did that, and we sort of did that.
I like
really
how you said that. They were professional. Yeah, that was great. You know,
They were.
I know what you're talking about. You go in the bed.
You never know. I mean,
The temperature isn't right. I can't fucking do this.
actually, you know, I'm going off what I've heard.
Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. I can't play.
Well, I come from a culture of Rancid where we go and it's like, okay, let's go to put up, do it, boom, okay, down, next.
It's punk.
You know what
that
I mean?
should
It's
be.
like-
That's right.
It's
Right,
like
I wouldn't
missed a
want
note.
my punk
Who the
band.
fuck cares? It's punk. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Thank you. I don't want my punk polished.
You know, but so we went in there. We did. I mean, we knew what we were doing. But you know, we Charger, Warhorse. We had a. I mean, we wrote some. I mean, it was like 2 years.
And you played live shows then too, so
Yeah,
you
that's
got
another
to feel.
thing. Yeah.
You got to feel each other and see what's good and sound, be able to play and sound and go. You know what? I maybe want a little bit of less of this or a little bit of more of that. You know what I mean?
We had
So-
time to grow. We had time to grow and develop as a unit, and we leaned into certain things that came out of nowhere. Like, oh, how did that happen? Whatever we did right there was really cool. I don't know how we did that, but I think we do that pretty good. We should, you know what I mean? Like, we lock in really well. Rhythm is something that we can do really well. Maybe if we do some things that are a little bit slower and really hammer it on the rhythm, that would be pretty cool. And so, we made a conscious decision to try some different things and see what worked, because we were noticing that we could do different things that we'd never done before in other situations.
Yeah.
And some were successful, some weren't, but we expanded.
You definitely expanded. I can hear that. Again, there's keyboards on this record. There's really done right. I won't be quiet, but I have to say that. I'm sorry.
Keyboards on a Charger record.
Very
what?
well. It sounds like keyboards. Could be could be a cello section.
No, it's
really.
not.
It's keyboards, man.
I'll tell you what.
It was a conscious thing.
Done right, not overdone. Subtly. It everything you did. When I hear the song, I'm like, this is proportioned correctly for the type of band you guys are. You didn't overdo it, and you put a little bit of enhancement. There was a little bit of, the eggs were good, but they're better now because you put eggs, a little bit of chicken on there, and I like that. I think it sounds great, and that's what really started to impress me, because I think that's around track 4. Or track 5, right?
5, yeah.
Track 4. So around there, it's starting. Other things are going on as well, And so I that's what, as a fan or as a music fan, I'm listening to it. This is what I'm picking up on, So,
Yeah.
and not being. Not being judgmental on it, but I know these guys and what they are musically, so I would expect nothing left from their musicianship, But again, when you guys came in and we were talking before, the musicianship is there. I would say the songsmanship really got to a really high boil on this record. So each song is very individual. I think each song, you have tons of hills and valleys. There's not one that sounds necessarily like the other, but still has the sound to it. So again, another thing that's hard to capture coming from a band trying to find what they're going to do. I mean, you could say, oh, I know what I'm doing. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. And then all of a sudden it doesn't come out that way. And you're like, fuck, that, it's cool and all, but it's not really how I really wanted to see it. It could have been like this, but I think, honestly, you guys really have listening to the 2 records, and especially Warhorse, I would say listening to them, man, you guys kind of really good grip on what Charger is doing.
Well, we got to give credit to a couple people. One, the keyboards were done by this woman, Kafera Moon. Thank you. I always get that. I want to call her Farah. But she did really good. And then also the producer, Chris
Now, Matt,
Dugan,
let me interrupt you. Did you
great.
have to direct her, or did she
No.
come in and hear the song and go,
No.
I'm going to do this. I like this.
I've been in several bands with her.
Oh, okay.
And been on a bunch of records with her, and I knew her talent. They hadn't met her before, and we actually just were in the middle of recording, and we kind of heard these parts, and we actually sent her the tracks up in Oregon, and said we hear some rainbow style leads in the front of this song, and maybe in the middle solo section, and she sent it back like a couple days later, or maybe I gave her like a date of when, like a due date, and she sent it back and played it for the guys. We were in the studio that day, and they all loved it.
sounds classic though, right?
I totally.
Like I couldn't believe it. I was like literally like not. This is gonna sound really condescending, but not a lot impresses me. You know what I mean? Like I'm just that sounds great, but I was like fucking Christ, like that's really good.
Because see, listening to that
it
part,
sounds good.
Listening
right?
to
There's
that,
other stuff she did
it's
too that didn't
amazing.
even make a record.
I mean, because listening to the part, I would think that you guys drove the Cadillac on that. You know what I mean? Because it really fit your song and your sound, and it's like you really didn't go anywhere. The rest of it, you just went on it there, and it worked so well. Yeah. I was like, no, they had to go, okay, check it out, guys. We're going to put it this, and it's going to sound like this. I mean, and then you let somebody run with it, and man, and get it back, and it's fucking balls hit out of, in baseball metaphors, the ball was out of the park.
All right, yeah, I'm just going to do a little thing here. This is all I'm going to say about this. I'm a little disappointed with the A's moves this week. We had a discussion about it, and I got a little upset.
I only
okay
talk,
now because we're not going to talk about it.
I only talk what's honest in my heart. The A's are, well, they're slowly leaving my heart as the Raiders did, but we can get back to Charger.
Let's get back to Charger.
Get back to Charger.
Right.
Let's go. Well, let's go through the track listing. Let's go through song by song because I'm in the shower today going, Devastator, 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 singing in the shower today. So very hooky stuff. You know, a great way to open the record, by the way.
Put that in a fucking podcast.
You know what it is? So, Devastator, Devastator.
Yeah, we haven't done a video for that song, Zetro.
Okay,
so
well, I know I'm about ready. Well, Exodus is going out on the road in the next couple of weeks for the first time, but I have a little bit of time. We could do something remotely, maybe. But I mean, and it's just so catchy. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, songs you try to, as a writer of songs, and I know you are too, and as a writer of somebody who's listened to a lot of our music through, you know, you try to second guess yourself sometimes. You go, oh, what would they like if I did it like this? Man, it just write something that you can sing a lot. Simple. Make it easy. Make it simple for everybody. And I can see the whole front row. Devastator! I'll be right there. Devastator! Come on, banging it's great. Great way to open the great way to open the record, by the way.
Thank you.
And do you want to talk about the warplane? You know more about it than I do. The concept of the song.
Yeah, talk about the song. Walter, give me that album cover.
The song, during the pandemic, when I was at home, I read a lot of history, and I read this huge, like, 3-book trilogy about the Pacific War, World War II, the whole naval war, and
thank you, guys.
It's basically about this it's loosely based off just stuff I'd read about, like airplanes fighting in the Pacific, and this one airplane called the Devastator, which was like completely obsolete, and these guys went out and got completely obliterated attacking like the Japanese, and it's sort of about that.
Where are a lot of your lyrical topics coming from, and are you writing all the lyrics solely?
Not solely. I write a lot of them. It depends. I don't know. They just sort of, I don't know. There's certain things that, you know, come. There's certain, like,
I'm the same way. Things that intrigue me, I go and I'll research them, and then I'll write something.
Well, Rolling Through the Night. There's a good one. That's an interesting one. I wrote most of that, and that's about a few things. It's sort of a long story, but
we have time.
Well, at first it started off, it was going to be sort of about me and Lars, and it was like how back in the 90s, like I had this like 65 Nova, I still have it. We used to like sort of roll around and go to shows and, you know, roll around the East Bay like late at night. We don't really do that anymore. We have kids. But then it sort of turned into sort of something, it's sort of, to me it feels like, you know, you ever have that, okay, we're all older, right? Okay, so we're all older. You ever have that friend that is still just going 115%? Like with everything. Like shit you did in your 20s
I'm
that you.
so trying to stay away from those people.
I
right
know,
now.
but there's always that one guy. Exactly, but there's always that one guy. You know, you walk into the bar and here's this guy. It's fuck you. Hey, what's up? Let's have some fucking yeah. And you're just like, dude, no, it's come on, I gotta go. And then fuck that shit. And I'm like, dude, you're fucking 60. You know what I mean? But they're still doing that shit. You know, and they walk up, their eyes bloody. Like, what happened? Oh, I'm fucking fine. I'm fucking bullshit. Nothing.
Yeah, that Oakland show a couple of weeks ago.
Exactly.
I was that place.
Exactly.
I saw so many that day
Yeah.
that had to come up and tell me, fuck you, Zetro, come here.
But you still have that friend, right? Okay, so let me get. So we're all older. Like I've got
Why?
kids. Like, you know, but anyway.
I have grandkids.
But at the same
please.
time, you look at that person, you're like, God, what a fucking, the guy's a fucking disaster.
I do.
But at the same time, part of me is like, wow, I wish I could do that shit.
We need to hang out more.
I mean, like, I can't physically, I can't do it. So that's sort of, it's like, the line in the song, I've got the right stuff, nothing could be better. Like, they actually think they are just doing fucking great. No matter what is happening in the back of the cop car, I'm fine. This is fucking awesome.
Fuck yeah.
It's not even felony assault. It's going to be a misdemeanor. You watch.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yell and call the cop a dick, and it's
You know
like,
what
yeah.
I mean?
It's like,
And part of me is
wow.
just like, God, I wish I could be that guy, but I'm not.
Well,
So.
yeah, you walk in, you look, and you go, oh, too much, too soon.
Yeah.
I can't handle this. I can't handle this. Some of the Demon, I'm listening to that, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna do okay, not looking at any of the song titles, well, oh, cool. Overkill by Motorhead. Great way to, yeah. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, it's one of their songs, but great way to open the song. So talk about that. You brought me, that's what brought me in. I love that. Only way, that's killer. I love songs that start with drums.
Little tip of the hat.
That never happens anymore, and it so was. So was I on the right nerves there?
It was intentional.
Yeah, good.
It was an intentional.
It's okay to. It's okay. I steal from everyone.
Well, it's not stealing. It's just like
Yes,
a little
it
bit
is.
of a nod.
Yes, it is, Jason.
So it was a
Yes,
bait
it
and
is.
switch.
Yes,
we
it
did
is.
it.
Which, if you guys wanted to ask, on Persona Non Grata, I wrote lyrics to songs on there, and I stole on there from it. Sorry, you don't know because it might be something that I heard, a vocal line or something that somebody kept.
Sure.
So it wasn't stealing. I mean, everything's been done in
That's
music.
art, though.
So
That's
it's
art. It's
Fucking rock and roll, man.
Yeah,
and
that too.
exactly.
That's what it
But
is.
done well. Again, done well. Done very well. And then,
You skipped Black Motor.
Oh, that's right, we did
So
put-
that
oh.
was a kind of a tribute
See?
to Halford, just because for being just a total badass. The lyrics are kind of like he's the Black Motor, the guy who rides his motorcycle on fucking stage, and I mean he's just that was we kind of wrote the.
there's
the
nobody
lyrics
more
on-
metal in the world than Rob
than
Halford.
Halford.
No, we just saw him last week.
Yeah.
He's pretty
Amazing.
fucking awesome.
If you follow his Instagram, he's in wristbands and spikes
Out in the desert.
in the middle of the day. Okay, all right.
In the desert.
Okay, look at.
Fucking Arizona.
I got my fucking, you know what I mean? I'm not, I don't got my suit on. I call it my suit. I don't know. Halford wears, he lives it and he listens to like metal he knows who everybody is. And it's like, you know what I mean? He's like, you're going to go up to introduce yourself. He's oh yeah, I know you guys are great. Oh yeah, you did this well. Yeah, you did. Fucking great guy. So yeah, good for you guys to,
I wrote the lyrics to Black Motor.
did you? Great. Again, all of the lyrical content is really, really, I mean, so I thought maybe you had to, because you don't know, look at Neil Peart, drummers write great lyrics. They do. In history.
No one said
Killer
they didn't.
song. Okay, now we are going to
Some of the Demon, right? We were kind of. Did we? Yeah, we didn't talk about Jake.
Oh yeah, Jake Nunn from Hellfire. He's the one who's singing that high falsetto on there.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I wondered which one of you guys did that.
No,
So
it's Jake. None of us can do that like him.
yeah.
We wrote that song, and we knew, like, when we were trying to sit, we were like, we need somebody, you know, who can really hit that, who can. We were like, it's Jake. You know, we play with Hellfire all the time.
Yeah, Charge Your Hellfire, definitely, and I like that.
We knew that dude could do it, and it took a year from when we wrote it till we went into the studio and asked him, and he was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do it. And he came down, and he just fucking came in, and in 10 minutes fucking nailed it.
Killed it.
And we were just, I mean, I just was jumping up and down. It was incredible.
All of us were.
See, now if you look, I just want to remind everybody that I have my new hot sauce, Zetro's Toxic Shock, courtesy of Hella Hot Sauce. Now, what do you think of this, Walt? You've had some before.
I'm not biased. I'll tell you the truth. It's my favorite out of the ones I've had. I've done about 7 of them by now because Hella Hot Sauce makes a lot of different ones. And what's cool about yours, though, is that they're numbered to begin with, but also they come with a wax-dipped thing. And if you notice, we have a couple other ones. These ones don't. I don't know if it's a new thing.
I like my label, too. I look like Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah, and you had a lot to do with input making this.
Yeah, the whole thing. I mean, this has actually been a year in the making to get this. So if you want to get and try it, because I want you guys to try it, go get a bottle, try it, and then leave me comments on what you think. Go to HellaHotSauce.com and order a bottle of Zetro's Toxic Shock today. It's only been available for a couple of weeks, so it's just new out there. Put it on your eggs, put it on your burritos. Tell me what you think. It's really good. They got other sauces too. Whole bunch of other
garlic
sauces.
Death Grip.
And one from Exhumed, right? The band Exhumed. He does a lot of heavy metal themed.
A Death
DJs.
Angel one's coming out soon.
Yeah, so he's got some, but go to HellaHotSauce.com and get some Zetro's Toxic Shock.
Hella hot.
What were you drinking this morning when you got up, Walt?
A Death Wish coffee.
That's what we drink. We want to thank Jeff Ayers and all the people out at Death Wish Coffee for always showing us love and sponsoring. We always give us stuff to give away to the fans and the viewers that watch the Toxic Vault. But this is really strong coffee. I mean, if you're out partying all night and you got to get up for work the next morning and you need some zippy, I would suggest...
and we'll go with what the company slogan is, the world's strongest coffee. So what does that say?
It is really strong. And they actually have a Valhalla brand which is I think it's Zach Wild's Valhalla brand. It's even stronger.
Does
I mean,
Odin
was
like it?
I'm sure Odin does like it. So,
And it comes. This one's dark roast, but they have.
they come in
medium,
Keurig. They come in everything. They come in beans. They come ground.
and they have it in big stores from around here. They have it in Safeway, Lucky's, and grocery markets.
Go to your grocery store. Go to your coffee aisle and get yourself some Death Wish coffee. Want to send a message to someone? Happy birthday greeting, anniversary, bar mitzvah, anything like. You want to yell at somebody? Go to cameo.com and request
You want to
me.
sing a little song to you?
Yeah, I've been requested to sing verses of certain songs. You could even get that. Go to cameo.com and request me, Steve Zetro Souza, and I could do that for you. I could, break up with your girlfriend for you or something like that. Wouldn't that be fun? It'd be worth the money, the weight in gold. I will do something like that, but you got to go to cameo.com. You need to get your official Zetro's Toxic Vault merchandise. Go to seasonofmist.com. They're here in the United States, and they're also in Europe. The great thing about them is they do print to order. You want a XXX red logoed shirt on it, they can do it.
Long
you want
sleeve?
a girly, want a long sleeve sweatshirt, they can print to order anything you want.
The way you want it.
The way you, on the color you want, on the style you want, whatever print you want. I got a bunch of.
And you got new stuff.
Yeah, I got new stuff.
New
coming up.
merchandise.
So go to seasonofmist.com, and if you're in Europe, you can go to seasonofmist.com there as well, and you won't have to pay all the hard shipping stuff.
And what's cool is when you're on tour, I know you look out in the crowd and you see
I
what
see
you're
this
singing,
stuff. It's
and you
great.
see it, right?
It's cool when I look out in the crowd and I see the Zetro's Toxic Vault shirts or sweatshirts. So keep that up. Go to seasonofmist.com and support the show today.